Coach, we have a damp and rainy afternoon in the tri-state area as EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to MetLife Stadium in the Garden State of New Jersey. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the San Francisco 49ers and the New York Jets. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Jets take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Okay, break. Mike, 54 is Mike. Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Double dog. That's the way. Player 64. Weak. Check, God. Press it up.
On first down, Love. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Robbie Anderson, 78 yards, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Well, one word for that opening play call, and that is aggressive, but it worked. First play from scrimmage, long touchdown pass.
Well, let's be honest about it. In our production meeting last night, we talked about when would the secondary get tested. I did not say that it'd get tested on play number one. I knew as the game went along, they would take their shots, but that, as you said, a bold strike and very successful right out of the gate.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
So first and 10 now from the 30. They'll run for the first time with Tevin Coleman. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Tevin Coleman hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. And it's no good. He misses the extra point, and this remains a 7-6 game. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number one goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number two goal is win your division. Number three goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. This is Bell. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 10 yards is the pickup. Good enough for a Jet first down. He's had his eyes on 7,000 career rushing yards, and with that last effort, he has hit that mark. What a career.
And that is the number to focus in on, because oftentimes we talk about where do they rank all time. We're not there yet. He's not knocking on the top 10 or the top 20, but over 7,000 yards in a career, fantastic.
Now a first down carry by Bell. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. 10 yards is the pickup, good enough for a Jet first down. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to them.
So after the incompletion on first, now second and 10.
Coming this way, here we go. 61, match 5.
Throwing again. Love. Into the hands of his receiver, Anderson. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 32-yard line.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
This quarterback now already at 100 yards passing in this first quarter. It's 1st and 10. They'll go back to the ground with Bell. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Solomon Thomas there on the tackle. Getting the sense, Charles, they're going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far, it's working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
On 2nd down, it's Bell. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard. They'll try and run for it with Bell. And he's going to get the first down here as he's taken down at the 22. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going.
First and 10 at the 22-yard line.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line, he's sacked. Solomon Thomas, they love to see that from him as he slips in for the sack. Well, this has been a good march down the field, but now they're stuck looking at a 2nd and 14.
Come on out here. Come get some. Come on here. Come get some. He don't want it.
2nd and 14. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down.
A short gain that doesn't get them the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it.
Check. 36. Check.
They'll run it with Bell. It's 1st and goal after they rip off a solid chunk of yardage in the ground game on a risky 4th down call.
That's funny, partner. Le'Veon Bell, when he came out of Michigan State, when I go back and look at my analysis of him and what my grades were for him, thought he was a big-time player, great potential, but I didn't know we were going to get this player. I was used to a big, solid, thick running back, but now I've got a full package, a guy who can do everything, as we just saw there, including breaking tackles.
But at the time, 2nd-round pick in 2013, some people probably wishing they'd taken him in the 1st. They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. After one, a 1-point game, 7-6.
Ready.
They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. Here's a 2nd and 7. Eluding the pressure right. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Phillip Dorsett, the intended receiver. But now it's 3rd and goal.
Now we got 3rd and goal coming up, and couldn't you imagine being in that huddle, partner? You know they're looking at each other saying, we can't come away with just 3 points after this drive.
Yeah, they've covered a lot of ground. They want more than that 3. From the gun on 3rd down. Love. And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. Nick Bosa has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. So on 4th down, Adam Gase turns to the field goal unit. And he missed it. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. And that one, my goodness, that was almost too easy.
Yeah, you're not got too many attempts shorter than that one. And I don't think this was blocked. That's about as bad a miss as you can have.
They'll start out on the ground with Coleman. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. To throw is Wilson. Completes it to Coleman. The ball comes out, and it's scooped up by the Jets. And he'll bring this one back to the 29.
All these years we've been watching the game, I start to get the sense that whenever it rains out, those guys who have to touch the ball and carry it, they're extremely resentful. About that weather.
Yeah, I'm just happy I'm not resentful that we have a roof over our heads. I know that much.
Yeah, maybe we won't fumble our play sheets here as we just saw the fumble happen on the field.
Watch safety creep. Watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping. Check, 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 check. Hey, ready, go.
Following the fumble recovery, Love. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 13. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line. He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
Well, we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jordan Willis in there for the sack, and he's closing in on the all-time record. That's number 19 on the year. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Now a man open down the middle of the field. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
On 3rd down, Wilson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jordan Willis, it's his 20th sack of the season as he continues what could be a record-setting campaign. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. On the return is Cohen. And that's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Nick Bosa in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. Defensive end gets in there that time. They were in a 4-3. What's the responsibility of the ends versus the tackles there, Charles?
Well, most of the time when you talk about the ends, they're your pass rushers. They're the guys that you turn loose to try and get to the guy who's going to throw the football. The tackles, usually more of the run-stuffing variety. But the way this game is advanced, you're wanting a little bit of everything.
Under pressure again, and down he goes again. D Ford in there to drop him, and sacks on first and second downs. Now leads to a 3rd and long. The Jets on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 19.
Mike's 56. Let's get it together. Squeeze, get in there. Head up. Ready.
From the gun, Love. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Jarquiski Tart. 3rd and long that time. He was trying to make something happen, but a little too risky.
Well, the field tilted on him, and what I mean by that is what you said, 3rd and long. Got to push it downfield to try and pick up the first down. Defensive backs live for this situation, and they took advantage of the young man right there.
They'll run on first down. Coleman. And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
At the Jets' 19-yard line.
And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up 1st and goal. Well, he's broken off some big-time runs here in this first half.
Yeah, and let's just face it. When you go into a game, you think you've got the plays that are going to work, but when you actually get out there and they're starting to happen, your confidence rises, and he's running with terrific ability right now.
So it's 1st and goal, and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break.
Watch out.
Now the Georgia Southern man, this is Jerick McKinnon. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. In the backfield, standing alone on 2nd and goal is McKinnon. They'll give it to him up the middle. And across the goal line, into the end zone. Touchdown, 49ers. Jerick McKinnon. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the 49ers have now taken the lead. Gold to add the extra point. And oh, it's no good. For the 2nd time now in this first half, he's missed an extra point. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Inside of a minute left in the half, does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do, or I guess don't do on this final drive?
It certainly does, but what influences me even more is who I've got running my football team out on the field and the weapons around him. Can he make a play? Can he get into someone that we're going to trust to take care of the ball? If that's the case, I might push it a little bit here and try and get something before the half runs out.
He'll let this go for the end zone. And nearly picked it off. He had a chance to come down with that in the end zone, but it'll wind up just being incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Back to the air on 2nd down. Love. He finds Dorsett. It's complete. 22 yards there, a first down.
Let's go. 22 yards. That's another Jets. First down. 1st and 10 at the 38.
up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Chopper, chopper.
Operating from the gun. Love. Caught here by Bell. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half.
First and 10 at the 15-yard line.
Set. 60 Pittsburgh. Must 56. Must 50, 61. Go.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Quincy Enunwa in the final seconds of the first half. And the Jets are going to retake the lead. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And the lead is now 2.
14. 49ers ball.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be taken short. The fullback comes through with a big play there.
The Niners take over first and 10.
So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. This from 54 yards away.
A 54-yard attempt.
And this kick is not going to be close. It's well short, well right to boot. So we have reached halftime here in a tight 2-point contest. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach! Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. This is taken just shy of the 10 here. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line.
At their own 32-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. On first down, it's Coleman, and he's got this down to the 35. 13 yards there and a Niner first.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. A gain of 6 there on first. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson. And that will be incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
And this one is going to just tuck into the bottom left corner as he gets it to go. And with that, they move ahead by a point here in this 3rd quarter. So he missed that field goal earlier, but he says not this time. Able to knock it through, give his guys 3.
I like his poise. I like his confidence, his belief in himself. Sometimes when you miss that first one, you'll see a lot of guys sag and they can't make the next one. Not in this case. Stepped right up like a pro.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use, just something to get you off to a quick start. And after that type of a run, there's some talking going on down on the field, but it's not trash talking. The guy who just carried the ball, he's going back and telling his offensive line, great job, keep it up, and we'll break that one soon.
Found his target, it's Anderson. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Now as we look down, it appears we've got a Jet shaken up on the play. We'll check on his status when we get back. On 1st and 10, Love. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Great coverage there all around. Really didn't have many options to throw the football.
Very little chance that one was going to be completed. Every receiver was locked up.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. To throw again. Love. There goes a deep ball. End zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Trevor Williams with a pick. Anunwa the intended target. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
From up near the 40 now after the big play to start, here's another 1st and 10. McKenna. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
And, Brandon, every running back wants to use their speed in order to get out in front of things. Sometimes you just have to be patient, let blocks develop. On that play, that didn't happen.
Play action. It's Wilson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes.
Well, the pressure gets to him again. Jordan Willis in there for the sack, and that is now 21 for him on the year. Wow, what a season. Here comes the 49ers punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Here comes Cohen. 49-yard punt, 5 on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs.
Check. 80 weapon. Let's go, Heavy. Tell me what you got. What you got, Heavy? What you got, Heavy? Give me some. Here we go.
They'll try and get the running game going with Bell. They'll only get a couple up to about the 30.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle, because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off with great anticipation. And they will score. It's a 49er touchdown. That's a tough spot as a quarterback, Charles. You want to get rid of it, but you see what can happen when you do try to get rid of it with pressure.
Yeah, and how about the pressure coming without them having to blitz? That's when you know things are clicking for your defense, and the end result, they end up gaining 6 points.
Now Gold for the extra point. So he missed his first 2, but this time it's good, and that'll extend the lead. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Fielded about a yard deep. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily when you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers.
And while he did a good job of sliding around in the pocket, there was nowhere to go with the football, so he had to take off and try and run. He just got back to the line of scrimmage, no gain.
And now the 49ers signal for a timeout defensively. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. An extra DB for the 49ers now on third. From the gun, Love. And able to find Dorsett. And they work this well upfield across the 45. The play began back at the 23, and they pick up 23. Back now here on EA Sports. It's Jet football, but they trail here as we start the fourth quarter. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Love. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jaron Reed in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. Back to throw, Love. Open man is Robbie Anderson. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
I know we just saw a nice throwing catch, but how about the big guys up front buying that time? Yeah, that's exactly what they did. They created time and allowed the space to happen, and it turned into a really nice play.
Here we go.
On 3rd down, Love. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Oh, Patrick Peterson, the shutdown corner, was there on the coverage.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And this is a beauty as that ball's going to angle out at the 6-yard line. So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin them back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong? You know, back and forth like that? That definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
This is Coleman. And he'll find some room to get this up to about the 14. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. Throwing is Wilson. He finds McKinnon, complete. And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. A gain of just a yard, but it's a 1st down.
Well, that was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? 2nd and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the 1st down, and that's exactly what he did.
Check 53. I don't even know why this team showed up. Check out. Good job right there. Good job right there.
They'll run on first down. McKinnon. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. A tight game like this, such a tough spot for the offense to be in. Even though they have the lead, Charles, back up so close to their goal line, they got to protect the football.
And that's when you have to take care of your team with play calling as well. Not a lot of misdirection, not a lot of counters, not a lot of plays where you have extra ball handling. Get it right to the hands of your running back, tell them to take care of the ball, and try and move forward.
A 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards. To throw on 3rd down. Wilson going deep here for Landry. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
Great blocking on the return. It springs him for 25. And the Jets will have a short field to work with as they take over 1st and 10. On first down, Bell fights loose. He's got the first down here inside the 30 and down to the 19-yard line. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first. Throwing on first down. Love. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire. On 2nd down now, it's Bell. Sharp move, but can't find much space. Drop just inside the 20. Only a yard on the pickup there, so it leaves them needing a conversion here on 3rd and a tough 9. Back to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Nick Bosa in there to drop him as that clock continues to run. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it. On 4th down, Love. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked by Tarvarius Moore. The Red Sea parts, and there he goes. And they will score. It's a 49er touchdown. Little bit of a backbreaker right there. You're down close, 1-score game, trying to push the ball down the field and score, and you throw a pick 6.
And sometimes you take a little bit of a gamble when you're making your throws, right? Sometimes you press it a little bit more than maybe you wanted to because you want that score so badly. In this case, it cost them.
Gold able to tack on the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And last time, decent field position through the pick 6. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right? Good field position means
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this 4th quarter.
40 seconds remaining in the 4th quarter. 40 seconds remaining in the 4th quarter. 40 seconds remaining in the 4th quarter. 40 seconds remaining in the 4th quarter. 40 seconds remaining in the 4th quarter. 40 seconds remaining in the 4th quarter. 40 seconds remaining in the 4th quarter. 40 seconds remaining in the 4th quarter. 40 seconds remaining in the 4th quarter. 40 seconds remaining in the 4th quarter. 40 seconds remaining in the 4th quarter. 40 seconds remaining in the 4th quarter. 40 seconds remaining in the 4th quarter. 40 seconds remaining in the 4th quarter. 40 seconds remaining in the 4th quarter. 40 seconds remaining in the 4th quarter. 40 seconds remaining in the 4th quarter. 40 seconds remaining in the 4th quarter. 40 seconds remaining in the 4th quarter. 40 seconds remaining in the
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Looking to throw. Love. He's going to let it fly. That's incomplete. Nearly another pick. My goodness. Tried to go for the big one there on 2nd down. Now they're likely down to their final 2 plays.
And you know they've got to keep going for the big shot, right? So defensively, you play what they call top down. Nothing behind you. Make everything get completed in front.
Open man is Anderson. And he'll be out right at the 35. And they pick up 25 as they convert on 3rd. Working the sideline there. Good route, good catch. 1st down, and he gets out of bounds.
You have to like the play calling because you have to run some guys down the middle of the field to draw some of the defenders away. They can't just let them guard the sideline exclusively. That's how it's going to work. Sidelines and incompletions to use the clock.
Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw downfield, incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35.
Hey, keep it up, keep it up. 54's Mike, 54's Mike. Check, check, watch 54, watch 54. Greystone travel, Greystone travel.
Throwing again. Love. Catch is made by Hurd. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Now a final chance to stop it here as a timeout comes in with 10 seconds left in the game. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10.
Right there.
From the gun, Love. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that is caught, but the back judge right there to say incomplete. And that one hits the ground incomplete. So now just 4 ticks left in this one. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. One final shot. They'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. So the victory here for San Francisco, and it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the 2nd half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the 2nd quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a 2nd half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the 2nd half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for San Francisco, their playoff chances take an uptick as they move to 7-4, and they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Jets, it's a loss that could hurt them come playoff seeding time as they drop to 8-3. And they'll be on the road next week as they get a date with the Seahawks in Seattle. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast.